Hi Aries, I'm so excited to do your reading tonight. Happy New Year to everybody. And so let's just get on with your reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our traditional deck to do your reading. I'm going to do a Celtic cross, all right? And we're going to clarify it using the Witch's Tarot or possibly the Sneaky Cats if we have to. Maybe the Forest deck. We do have that as a backup. All right. So I've already shuffled these cards for Aries, but I'm going to do a couple more shuffles for you. And I'm going to do that thing where after I lay out the spread, I kind of whir over it with the camera so you know that it's there. All right. I see the Eight of Pentacles there at the bottom of the deck right now. Maybe you are working hard. See the King of Pence there. Okay, I gotta stop talking about the cards that show up on the shuffle. Oh, that was a terrible shuffle, Aries. I'm so sorry. All right, try this again. All right, let's try this again. Try this again. All right, here we go. Nice. All right. Two more like that. One. For Cardinal Fire, please. Cardinal Fire, starting out the new year. 2. Cardinal Fire, please. Accurate Celtic cross for Cardinal Fire. All right. 2, 3, 4. I'm thinking 4 piles. Ooh, 8 of Wands, bottom there. Okay, 4 piles. Accurate Celtic cross for Cardinal Fire, please. I don't know why the third pile is calling out to me already. No, the second pile is. All right, sorry. All right, do we still have? Okay, now we have the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right, so I'm going to lay them out right now. I'm going to lay your spread out right here. We're going to do a little whir over it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to turn them over all of a sudden. Oh, nice. Oh, geez, Aries. All right, I'll give you a really quick flash, okay? And then I'm going to... Okay, that's it. That's all I get for now. Okay, I'm going to pause the tape for 1 second. Okay, Aries, this is fascinating. All right. I've turned them all back over, but now I'm focusing now on the issue and the challenge. I always like to turn over the issue and the challenge lately at the same time because they help me figure it out. So the issue is the King of Swords. Right away, this is crying out to me as either a person. What's at the bottom of the deck? Yeah, the Queen of Swords. Okay. Either a person or a situation that calls for you to apply a very, not a cold reasoning, but calls upon you to apply mostly logic, okay, and objective thinking. I don't know why. I think for half of you that's what it is, and for the other half this could be an actual person. Okay, so the challenge is the Ten of Swords. Now what I see with this card, what's crying out at me right now is a situation that you have been faced with repeatedly, okay? It could either be someone stabbing you in the back or a situation where you have been repeatedly stabbed in the back, a situation that you have been trying to resolve over and over and over and over and over again, where you have cut someone or something or a situation a heck of a lot of slack repeatedly. And you just have not been able to get anywhere with this situation or this person. And so what this card is saying is, Aries, you put in all you had. It's time to walk away from it. I know that Aries doesn't like to do that. Aries likes to figure out why something didn't work, and Aries will continually cut people slack and try to resolve the situation. But I think that in this situation, this card is saying it's okay to put down all your tools. It's like being a sculptor and you've been trying to make the perfect sculpture for 20 years and you haven't gotten there, and nobody likes to just throw down the project, abort the project, and walk away without trying to figure out why it didn't work. But this card is telling you it's okay, and it's time to do that, okay? And it's okay to give up on the person or the situation. Now, for the other half of you, the King of Swords is somebody that's important in your life. And this is a situation that they keep putting you in, and you have to just ignore it. Stop feeding them on it. Don't be afraid to switch up the game on them if you want them to change. That's how I'm seeing those two cards. Let's see what happens now. Pause the tape for 1 sec. Yeah, okay, so for those of you who've been dealing with the King of Swords person, the next card, the card that's crowning your reading, makes a lot of sense. So we've got the Ace of Cups. Have you ever wondered why there are 26 droplets coming out of the cup? There are exactly 26 if you stop to count them. Have you ever wondered why the dove is there, the messenger of love? Do you see the dove? Have you ever wondered why there are 5 streams of water coming out of the cup? For those of you dealing with the King of Swords person, this person has not expressed emotion toward you, okay? But they have a lot of emotion for you. You know what they have to do? They have to put it into words. There are 26 letters in the alphabet, in the English alphabet. Put it into words, King of Swords. Tell Aries how you feel. There are 5 senses that we have. Aries can hear. Okay, you can speak. Here's the 5 senses, the 5 streams of water telling this person, put your love into words, into something that Aries can hear, something tangible. Okay, so this is not you, Aries, because you guys have no problem expressing how you feel. This is what we want, what tarot wants you to obtain in this reading, and what can be obtained is for this King of Swords person to express how they feel, okay? That's what I see there. Oh, something really cool about this card too. You know, a lot of people say, oh, the W stands for wait. Does that really look like a W, or does it look to you like an upside down M, like Mary? You know, it looks to me more like an upside down M and not a W. Apparently, Wait was an expert on all these, Holy Grail stories and where they were kept, and there is a lot. There's a lot of people that believe that isn't a W, that he thought that some people would think it was, but it's actually an upside down M, like Mary, for Mary Magdalene, or is it Mont Salvage? Apparently there's it was thought that one of the Holy Grails was hidden in a castle at Mont Salvage, which is a place, Salvage, a place in Spain. Anyway, interesting. So anyway, this King of Swords has to... Yeah, sorry. So if I got cut off there, I think what Tarot is saying is that the name of the game here, the goal is to have the King of Swords put his emotions into words, okay? Now, so, yeah. Now this one is interesting. So the tools, actually, I see exactly what you're doing. This is kind of funny. The tools that you're using apparently are 7 of Swords. So I think you're trying to catch the King of Swords out of his element. Interesting. I don't think you have to do that. With all that's going on in the United States right now, so this card, there's a military aspect to this card, and historically, it's a little bit racist, I think, the card, but There's some question over whether or not this person is a person who sort of is taking advantage of foreigners who are there to fight a war, and there you see those little tents in the background. You could imagine those, I guess, if you were, from the standpoint of someone who's in the United States. Someone who's sort of set up camp, soldiers who've set up a camp in a foreign land, and they don't really know the lay of the land, and they're either eating or they're being briefed or whatever, and the foreigner is catching them out of their element. But it could be the other way around as well. However, in general, I think it sort of means that it's kind of an unethical move. In the old days, when war was fair. If that could ever be, if those two words could ever go together, which I'm not sure that they do, but in the old days, one side would sort of give warning to the other side of the attack, and there wouldn't be these sneak attacks, as in modern war there are a lot of sneak attacks and catching people off guard. I see this card generally as someone trying to take advantage of you out of your element. So the tool that you could be using, Aries, out of frustration is to try to take the King of Swords, try to catch him out of his element. I don't think you're going to have to do that. Okay, I'm just going to pause before we look at the recent past. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that, by the way. Okay. So this is pretty cool. This is the Tower card is in your recent past. Aries, you may have just taken something that you weren't satisfied with, that you thought was sort of built on a faulty foundation, and you may have just said, the heck with this, I'm going to tear it all down. One of the things that I really respect about Aries, and I'll tell you what, Scorpio, you have this in common with Scorpio. There is no other astrological sign besides Aries and Scorpio who have the Tower card as their major arcana card. Is that bad? No. It's wonderful. Is it brave? Hell yeah. What this means is that Aries and Scorpio are intolerant of anything that is built on a faulty foundation, and when they discover it, they will tear it all down if they want. Even if a lot of it was stuff that they sacrificed to build. So what I'm seeing is in your recent past, there was either some very unexpected change that happened in your recent past, but I see this more because it's your reading and because this is your card. I see this as something that you tore down because you couldn't handle the fact that it was built on a faulty foundation. And good, yay! Aries is so cool that way. Anyway, Aries, you're my hero. Okay, here he comes. So in the very near future, I do believe that your king is going to, I see him shaking. He's not going to be able to keep his emotions in for long. So the King of Cups has a lot of emotion for you, but right now he's not quite telling you. But you can see he's beginning to crack, okay? He's a giant cup to offer. He likes to pretend that he's steady. Now I'm going to see where he's looking, okay? Because he's looking, right now he's looking at your hopes and fears and the outcomes. So we'll figure out what that is. Nice. So what's the energy that you're bringing in? Good for you, Aries. The energy that you're bringing in is the Lovers. What does that mean? Like the Tower card, like you being intolerant of anything built on a faulty foundation. You want something to be the right spiritual choice. The Lovers, you will see that, you see the purplish robe that Archangel Raphael is wearing there, meaning spiritual. There's a mountain between them, meaning that right now you may not be with the right spiritual choice, but you'll move that mountain to get there. A little break in the tape here. Yeah, so I feel strongly that this is a love reading simply because the Lovers came in. If it were the Two of Cups, it could be any kind of a union. It could even be a business union, but the Lovers just came up. So that usually means we're talking about love and we're talking about the right spiritual choice. Yeah, so I won't say a whole lot because I've talked about this card a lot in the past. The number six, is the six is associated with the soulmate, card. There's the Six of Cups, there's the six, there's the Lovers, which is number six. You're after your soulmate and you will not tolerate anything else. You'll tear the whole damn thing down. Okay, so the outside, this is wonderful. Aries, I can't believe this. Oh, okay, so the outside influences, they're acting on this without you having to do anything. The world. So it looks like what this is bringing into reality is sort of a shifting from one phase of your life into the next phase, into the next major phase. I really feel strongly this is a love reading. Okay. All the fixed signs are associated with this, but the point being is that there's a shift. You are graduating sort of to the next main successful, and it's a successful completion of one stage of your life and a successful transition into the next important phase of your life. So it's a very positive card. So what are your hopes and fears? Yeah, so you're, poor Aries, so you're afraid of the competition. Aries, you're the best, and you know it. Not to puff up your ego here. So poor Aries, you're afraid of the competition. That's okay. It's nice to see you being modest. Aries, just do your best. You always shine. Just, keep, you don't do this. Stop doing this. Okay. You don't have to catch anyone off guard. Okay. Just be the good, solid, honest Aries that you always are. Try to be a little bit patient. Okay. You needn't worry about the competition. Because if I remember correctly, when we did the little word, the outcome, whoa. Could you ask for more, Aries? The Ten of Cups, you saw me shuffling. You saw me shuffle, shuffle, shuffle over and over and over. You saw me picking the piles. You saw the whole darn thing. There it is. There's your outcome, Aries. Good for you. Now look, in the meantime, don't be dismayed by the fact that someone may be seeming logical or I'm just going to pause the tape for 1 second. I just wanted to make one little footnote. So along the way, okay, don't forget the things that you had to put up with was bringing an ending to any kind of a negative pattern that this person is putting you through. Don't be afraid just to not put any more of your energy into it, or saying, look, I will not tolerate with this kind of nonsense anymore. This is what I want, blah, blah, blah. The other thing is, don't worry if the other person seems to be a bit cutting or so putting you on the spot, questioning you. Two cards, the King of Swords obviously is at the center of the reading. So somebody is not showing emotion and someone is seeming to be a little bit cold and logical. Also at the bottom of the reading was the Queen of Swords. So there's a lot either from your end or from the other end. There may be a lot of decision making where someone has to sort of sort through what's relevant and what isn't. So all I can say is that's all part of getting to your Ten of Cups, okay? So if someone seems to be harsh with you, just hang in there, okay? Hang in there. Even if there's competition, hang in there, Aries. Because the outcome was very clearly the Ten of Cups. Wow. I think this could be either for a male or female Aries, but it is absolutely beautiful, whatever it is. All right? Also, if you're male Aries, you're looking for a Libra, there's the Libra. If you're female Aries, I think that you're dealing with someone who's a male of any sign who's being kind of cold. But anyway, hang in there. It looks like you have made the right spiritual choice. That was just beautiful. Happy New Year, Aries. Bye.